Chris Avina with American Outdoor News, and today we're here with Ralph and Vicki Cianciarulo. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Hey, buddy, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us on there. We appreciate it.
So, 22 years.
Yeah, what were we thinking? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, holy crap. What are you thinking? But, you know, we've been blessed, buddy. And, you know, we've been blessed to do what we've loved to do practically all of our lives. You know what I mean? And then to be on the network for 22 years and hell, we're just hunters. We ain't nothing
we're just
special.
Having fun. That's all, you know, like we always tell people, like, as soon as it becomes, you know, work, then we're going to give it up, but we're still having fun.
How have things changed in 22 years that you've been on the air?
Ooh.
A lot.
Well, you know, when we first started doing the videos, you know, late 80s on, you know, there weren't any couples really doing it. So we I caught a little flack, you know what I mean? The guys were like, man, what are you doing? You know, this is a guy's thing. You know what I mean? Hunting was part of that. And we've all, you know, I personally have always looked at it as it hasn't been, man. It's a tradition. It's a lifestyle that the whole household, you know, needs to embrace. And, you know, since then, and then since doing, you know, really, everybody uses this word for us, you know, pioneering, you know, that, you know, the TV stuff, the couples,
the old couple.
Yeah, the old couple we are. But, you know, since then,
not back then.
You know,
like we're just the old couple.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
got the readers on my head. I'm like,
old
good,
and odd probably is a better description of us two. But you know, just to watch the transition, you know, watch how more and more couples have evolved into it, and you know, and or families. You know, I think it's a circle, just like Chris, like, you know, in life, man, life's a big circle, and all we're doing is we're all just going back to our roots. You know, with this crazy world as it is, what better way to live the outdoor lifestyle as a family, live off the land? You know what I mean? I don't want to, I mean, we've got some deer happy in them as ranchers and cattle ranchers. We don't want to tell people not to, you know, to stop buying beef,
no.
But hell, we love our venison.
I love my steaks.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, we love all that.
Still like a good ribeye, you know, or something.
I barbecued some nice short ribs yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
That's good. Yes.
Yeah, we had nice steak yesterday, you know, for 4th of July to celebrate Independence Day, and we watched fireworks, and it was, you know, I guess you just sit back and thank God every day for where we live. We all live.
Yeah. Now you guys definitely opened the door for couples and Vicki, for women to come out into the outdoors, which now is the fastest growing demographic in the outdoors. Have you seen a spike in people coming back into the outdoors since COVID?
I would say yes. I would say there are definitely more people. Well, the spike since COVID, but also just everything else with the way the world is, the economy. I mean, you're going to go buy a hunting tag, you know, if you live in the state, they're not going to be that expensive for a deer tag, and you can fill your freezer up a heck of a lot cheaper doing that. And fishing. It seems like when the economy gets crazy, hunting and fishing numbers usually go up.
You know, and I think Vicki nailed it. And the other aspect that since COVID, you know, is, you know, you have your urban areas that literally, you know, don't embrace the outdoors, and that's fine. There's people that live in the cities, you know, that live in the concrete jungles that truly do, you know, cherish the outdoors. You know, they want to get rid of, you know, out of those cement worlds. But when you go out to rural America, I don't think the panic was as bad. You know what I mean? I think everybody, you know, embraced growing their own tomatoes. You know what I mean? And doing all this and not walking out to the garden with a mask on. I mean, you know what I mean? And not going in a tree stand or a ground blind or hiking a mountain. You know what I mean? Being afraid. And I mean, listen, we're not anti-vax. We're none of that. We want to see everybody stay healthy. You know, but I think rural America has its opportunities and its advantages in understanding God forbid something crazy happens. I think the people that cherish the outdoors have a big step ahead of, or above the rest of the world.
Agree. Definitely agree.
I liked how he tried to skirt around
I tried to.
certain things. Did you see how did you pick up on that?
He was
He's
very, very politically correct in his
Yes, sir.
He's
Yes.
totally saying politically correct. He's like, Vic, don't go dive down that rabbit hole right now.
Nope,
So
Yeah, right.
keep my mouth shut.
Now, you started out with Archer's Choice. That was the name of your archery shop.
Yes.
Right.
And now you've transitioned into the Choice. What's next?
Ugh.
RJ,
Yeah.
our son really, you know what I mean? And you saw him, he's grown, he's a giant. The kid lifts every morning at 5:30 every morning. His thighs are bigger than my body. You know what I mean? But we got this for a reason. See, because Vicky and I, now that we shoot the moose, the elk, and all that, he fetches them. He has to pack them out, not us.
Yeah, and then our
There
backs
you
are.
go.
You see
that's
that?
it. But I'm honestly like, Ralph had started the archery shop back in '84.
Yep.
A long time ago. And then did the videos.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it went to DVDs, and then it went to Archer's Choice. And now we have Archer's Choice and the Choice on, on Outdoor Channel. And RJ and Aubrey, they're kind of working their way up. They're, working things out, trying to figure out what they want to do. Ralph and I are like, okay, take it all. We're ready to retire.
We ain't giving up the hunting.
No,
Hell
we're
no,
not
no.
retiring.
Back in 83, 84, archery wasn't even really a thing yet. Not like today.
No, but
No.
it was just it was just starting on the rise. You know what I mean?
You didn't have cams, you had round wheels.
Yep.
You had, steel cables. You had all this other crazy stuff going on back then, more traditional than it was compound at the time.
Yep.
And I mean, I bought my first bow at his archery shop actually in like '87. So that's actually how I met this nut.
She came in with her ex-boyfriend. I shot him and I got her.
He didn't shoot him.
It was a joke.
We'll get
I
banned.
think she
yeah.
was just trying to get the discount. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was.
yeah.
He didn't give me a discount.
No.
I was like, what the heck? Come on. I drove a 4x4 pickup truck for crying out loud. I've
She was
always
a
been
tomboy.
tomboy, but oh well, what are you gonna do?
Now, Vicky, you shot a moose at
Mhm.
5 feet.
I did. That was crazy. That was insane. That was, we've gone up. In fact, one of my favorite things to hunt is moose, just because they're so big and because where they're at. So we've been very fortunate and blessed to hunt up in the Yukon a few times.
Yeah.
And those moose are just ginormous. And we were hunting the moose. We had smelt it on the way because you could smell running
During the
bull
rut.
moose. And we were on a river hunt, and we're like, we need to get off of here. So we got off the river, we get into the timber, and we can hear them. And Ralph was filming me, and we're sitting there, and we're looking at our guide, and he's like, like he's gonna go run because we need the bull to come this way. And the bull was walking our way, and there's a trail like 20 yards in front of us that we're figuring he's gonna go on. Well, moose don't go on trails necessarily. Like they're gonna make trails instead.
Yeah, you just
And
see
our
the trees
guide,
moving.
and our guide, he went running to try to call to make him come around in front of us rather than behind us because the way the wind was blowing. And when he ran, he tripped and busted a big branch. And that moose, all it did was turn that moose to come in. And instead of going
right
on the
to
trail in front of us, he come right underneath that tree. And at that point, my head is like, put all your pins on. You're good. No matter what happens, you're fine.
Don't matter. You can't miss them.
Yeah. If I missed him, oh my gosh, can you imagine what Ralph would have done to me? Oh, I would have never heard the end of it. But yeah, I mean, and then he stops right there. He knew something was wrong. And I hit him and he just ran off. And I mean, I was ready to jump behind the trees because I'm like, and everyone asked me, they're like, how did you stay composed? I have no idea. I truly don't know how. I mean, I just went into, that whole muscle memory, that moment. It's like, draw your bow back. His head is down behind the branches. Do that. He stops, release, and it works. So that was good. And he didn't turn and spin on us or anything. So that was really good.
And it was a beautiful animal too. And
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ralph,
And good.
how do you top shooting a moose at 5 feet?
Ooh. Well,
It's a good question.
you shot, you had a moose a couple years later.
I shot one at about 8 yards and then he charged us. That was cool.
So that one was actually a little
She
more,
ran.
I
I would have
run.
thought she'd take one for the team.
I did
you know
not
what I mean?
run.
Yeah.
I was filming, and I may have when he shot
See the
him.
air, the ground.
Well, when he shot him, that bull, and he's all wide, and we're standing in willows, like a bunch of little branches, little sticks. And when he shot it, the bull went down and kind of came at me, not knowing I was standing there.
Now, mind
And
you,
all
I'm
the
in front of her.
No, you weren't. You were on my side.
Oh no, I was in front of you. I tried to save you.
He's full of bananas. But that rat knocked all those willows and hit me
It
with
hit
the
her.
willows. So I went like this, but I instantly came back. I mean, I looked down and instantly came back up to Ralph, and he's like, "That was so cool." I'm like, "I almost died, dude." And he was like, "God, no, it's fun." Woo!
We've been charged by muskox,
caribou, moose,
caribou,
bear.
moose. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been
he has
fun.
big insurance policy on me, but it's not working.
Now, is there a
I'm going to take the
competition?
5th.
Do you compete? Do you compete? Who gets the bigger animal?
Never.
Come bullshit.
I'm sitting here right now. Where I'm sitting right here in the house. So
Oh God, here goes.
we can go.
Here
Okay,
goes.
so Ralph does have the biggest mule deer, which is sitting right up there, right there.
Yes.
You can't see it. I have the biggest whitetail in the house. It's over in that room over there.
So
the
did you
largest
like
elk
walk
with
behind
the
the tree and do your
behind us.
victory dance?
Oh yeah, she does.
Yes.
She does, but she don't go behind the tree.
Yes.
She does it right in front of me.
Yeah, just
Miserable.
taunting.
Yes.
Yeah, haunting ain't the word for it, but
Absolutely. You got to keep things in check.
and she does.
Competition's healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been fun. It really has.
Now, Ralph, you're Italian. Are you a natural born cook, or is that something that you got to learn along the way?
She let me make one meal. It was breaded venison backstraps.
He's not allowed to cook in my kitchen. Just
And
not.
I might not have, it definitely didn't look like one of those TV shows where the kitchen's clean.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
No, I think he did it intentionally. I think he made a huge mess in the kitchen, so I would never have him cooking it again.
Yeah. Guys are like that.
You
I
know it, buddy.
But I mean, I love to cook, so it's okay. I love when we're home and I have the time, and whether I'm making fried backstraps inside, or smoking something up on the Traeger or something like that. I mean, I love to cook and bake, and in the fall I don't get as much time to do it. So when I am home, I enjoy doing it.
So that's when we put on the weight, and then we lose it during on season,
right.
and then we put it back on when she wants to start cooking and baking again.
Yep,
See,
absolutely.
I'm like you, Ralph, except I like to cook, but when my son was born, I only changed one diaper.
Oh, see, I took one for the team on that one. You know what I mean? I probably changed 2.
I was wondering where that was going to go. I was like,
See,
I knew once
Yeah.
this call would end, she'd put up her flag and go, "You're full of
That's
you know
it.
what."
See, I changed him once, and he projectile shit all over me.
Oh, buddy.
And I was like, "That's it, I'm done."
And it's that yellow smell that I just cannot handle.
yellow smells.
The yellow stuff that
Oh, okay.
smells.
Yeah,
Woo, buddy.
whoever
I'm
says there's no spell, they're full of it. They don't.
Buddy.
That's bad. That's a bad deal. I'll never forget that time RJ was just a baby, and we were actually at like one of the deer classics out in the Midwest, and he was a baby. I mean, he wasn't.
Oh,
I don't think he was. Well, he had to be
2, maybe.
No, he was probably 1, because it
1.
was still like nasty.
Yeah, it was
nasty
horrible.
crap. And I'm standing there and I'm holding him on my lap.
In the
and I'm
booth.
standing in the booth. We're selling videos,
Oh boy.
and we're standing there, and all of a sudden I hear blah, 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 and it just goes everywhere. And I'm standing there, and there is
You couldn't
yellow
breathe in the whole
crap.
hall.
yellow baby crap down my arm, because he had like those little overalls. Oh, I just looked at Ralph. I was like,
I gotta go.
Excuse me.
Come
Oh,
back to the
that was-
hotel now.
mm,
kids
it was
great.
bad.
They
It
were
was bad.
laughing.
Oh.
I mean, when she took him down the aisle, it parted like the Red Sea, man.
It was
People were like, "Oh
horrible.
man,
Oh, it was bad. It was, that's not fun.
no."
No. Mm-mm.
Well, shifting gears back into something more appetizing.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you like to cook, Becky?
Actually, my favorite thing to make, obviously, is wild game. Duh. Actually, I think what I'm known for are my elk or moose burgers. Would you say?
Yes. Yeah, the pepper ones.
With the green
stuffed
chilies
ones,
in it,
yeah.
green chilies with cheese
All right.
and seasonings, and I mix it all up together though, and then I make the burgers. So everyone's like, "Oh, are you gonna put cheese on those burgers?" I'm like, "The cheese is in the burgers. It's
I
pretty
did that
good."
yesterday.
We just did it the other day, in fact, and I dropped one of the burgers on the deck and it kind of sucked, but
Yeah, she gave it to
I
me.
picked it up and we ate it anyway. I was like,
Second
yeah,
roll.
that's right.
The older you get, it creates like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. You know what I mean?
It takes
But
longer
yeah.
to bend over to get it.
It's it.
Yeah, right. You're not kidding. Yeah, no, I love making wild game. I mean, there's so much to do with it. And we had, every year, hopefully knock on wood, we're fortunate enough to fill up the freezer and we share the game too. But I would say our two favorites would be like the burgers, with the green chili, with the Hatch green chilies and the cheese and stuff like that in there, or breaded backstraps.
That's hard to beat. She does that with the onions and everything. Oh my gosh.
I gotta send you the recipe for my Thai venison curry.
Okay, do that.
Ooh.
Yes.
Really good. See, if you read American Outdoor News more often, you'd get these recipes.
Yeah, see? Yep. But here's the problem. We don't watch television. We don't read anything.
You don't read.
Do you know
how to read?
I do.
Oh,
it takes me a little longer. I have absolutely zero comprehension. You know what I mean? I think back then, if they would have had all these, classifications, I probably would have got them all.
What, the ADHD?
Yeah,
ADHD,
the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanted to play
definitely
sports. I wanted to play sports and hunt and fish. That was it.
Not a bad thing.
No, I made a career out of it. So see, I may not be the crazy
You
one.
did something right. You weren't the
Yeah.
Now, you do a lot of work with military and veterans as well.
We do. We work a whole bunch with Wounded Warrior Outdoors. Dear friends of us started it. And it's such to be able to be there and to,
payback.
Yeah.
Period.
Our freedoms that be able to sit here and talk to you right now and stuff like that, the freedoms that we have to be able to say what we want to say. And even these people that are not happy with their freedoms right now, but they should still be thankful to our military. And so understanding that if it wasn't for our military, none of us would have this opportunity and none of us could speak what their minds want to speak. But yet they like to harass them. But Wounded Warrior Outdoors, they take them, what they've noticed and what they found through research, is that just getting some wounded veterans, whether it's, whether you can see it physically or not, they have a lot of internal handicaps going on there.
We can't even
understand, the TBIs and stuff like that. But they have found that just 3 days in the outdoors, whether it's fishing or hunting, but with brotherhoods, and all of them together, and sister, I guess I need to put brothers and sisters out there. But they have found just like 3 days out there in the outdoors, again, hunting or fishing, does them so much more than an entire month of therapy in a room. And they're finding this out, and it's just a matter of being out there and being able to enjoy it. And we have chaperoned many hunts and fishing trips, and it's just to be there to help them if they get hooked up with something or we need to help them out with stuff. But the relaxation of them by the end of those 3 or 4 days is crazy. You can physically see them, how it is helping them heal.
It's a medicine that God gave us the right to have. You know what I mean? And I think all of your listeners and all your readers, that they live it. They live it 24/7. Why not share it with those that have allowed us to live it? You know what I mean? For what they've given up, whether it's like Vicki said, whether it's a problematic situation that we don't see. See, it's easy to see an amputee. It's easy to see a burn victim. It's, you see that visually, your mind says, oh, but when you see someone that sits in the corner and they're dark, and they're living through, I'll never forget one of them, and who's become dear friends of ours. The one gentleman said, we were sitting there, and he always sat with his back against the wall. Now think of that.
I get that. Okay,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, but what are you thinking? He goes, Ralph. He goes, you got, when someone walks in to a room, to a building or something, he goes, you guys just, you look to maybe see if you recognize them or if you know them, or you know what I mean? He goes, I'm watching people walk in and I'm trying to isolate the first threat. Who is the biggest threat to our community right here? Now think, this is how they are.
They can't turn it off.
They can't turn it off. After all of their their situations, after all their battles, after everything, our society says, oh, right when you come back, shut it off. You can't, you have to, you can, you can't. And those are the ones that I think really have made the most impact on our lives, because it was something we never dealt with. We never experienced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to the visual. When you see, Zach, when you see a double amputee or even more, and this dude's always got a smile on his face.
He's so inspirational.
And he's doing marathons and he's doing all this stuff. You're like, don't you dare complain about your backache. You know what I mean? Because we've got a warrior that gave everything up and he's still smiling and he's in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. I mean, God's given some of these people strengths that they're beyond Hercules.
Yeah. I never served. That's probably one of my biggest regrets. It was
same here,
being young and arrogant, for me. You didn't serve?
No, sir. Nope.
No, his dad did. My dad did.
Yep.
You didn't meet the height requirement.
No. Oh, and you did? Come on. Actually, in 1980, I fell off a ladder and I broke my neck.
Wow.
And that sort of stopped a whole bunch of things, that I was sort of wanting to do. But it is what it is. God gives all of us a purpose and a reason, and I think ours was to try to use our platform, whichever it may be, and just say a couple things. One, let's support our military. Let's support our first responders. Let us support our police force.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, just period. Are there bad apples? There's bad apples in everything. You know what I mean? They're going to, some guy's going to get caught poaching. Guess what? He was never a hunter.
Yeah.
He was a poacher. You know what I mean? We look at these trials and tribulations in today's world. Hell, yesterday was 4th of July. Okay. And some young idiot, insane dude goes up in Chicago and shoots people.
Yeah.
How do you explain it? Again,
but it's a mental health
issue. Yes.
That I agree with. It's a social issue. It's a cultural issue. It's a social media issue.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yep.
And those three things combined is the deterioration of our society.
Yes, sir.
I agree. Yep. Absolutely.
Do bad things happen? Absolutely. They happen every day, 24/7 around the world. But the thing is what do we do after that? Mm-hmm. How do we handle a situation? We're not political people. We don't care who you voted for. We don't vote for the party. We vote for the person or the individual or the beliefs that they have if they are close to ours. We aren't naive to say, hey, if you don't think, everything like us, we'll never have a person like that. We're all different. You know what I mean? But what's really unique and what's blessed us all these years is that anybody that loves and cherishes the outdoors, you have a common denominator right off the bat. You sit there and you could start talking about hunting ducks or fishing for trout or whatever. You have that connection. And the next thing you know, you find a friend in the middle of your life that you never knew was there, and it actually becomes a best friend.
Sure.
How does that happen? One common denominator, loving the outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah. Found outdoorsmen to be more patriotic than most as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys have coming up? What's next for you?
We're actually going to be heading down to Florida here in a couple of weeks. Going to go do some hog and gator hunting. So that's always fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we love that.
In this fall, we got really lucky with some tags. We
don't jinx us.
No, we have the tags.
I know.
We were very lucky on the draw of tags this year.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I wasn't going to say we're going to fill the hell of the freezer.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say that. I said we drew tags.
Yes.
So we have Wyoming antelope and elk. And of course, with the draws, you got to put stuff in so far away that if you don't put in, then you're never going to be able to hunt there. So you put everything in and then you get drawn. So we have Wyoming elk and antelope. we have Montana, whitetail and elk.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have,
We didn't
yeah.
draw Kansas.
Well, yeah, we did draw
Yeah.
Kansas whitetails this year, which is kind of crazy. Ralph and I and RJ, we all drew Colorado deer tags, rifle tags though. But I mean, we could still use our bows if
Yep.
we wanted, but it's rifle tag from Muley's. Ralph and I each drew a late season cow elk tag here at home in Colorado now.
Okay.
I know, right? And then we moved here to Colorado a year and a month ago. And but we still have property back in Illinois that we're gonna be hunting whitetails for. So I mean, we're gonna have a very busy fall.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Oh,
It
boy.
is. We're still like dumbfounded that we drew elk tags in Montana. That was.
And we're not bragging or
No,
boasting. You know what I
no.
mean? We're just,
I mean,
it's what
Ralph
we
had-
do.
Yeah,
You're
but Ralph
lucky.
Ralph
Yeah.
had an elk tag there last
Last
year.
year.
So I don't know why he got an elk tag this year. He
They
shouldn't
liked me.
have. And then I had a Colorado deer tag last year. So technically
Yeah. You drew again.
it was, I don't know.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, buddy.
Absolutely.
We don't have any control over, but
No.
maybe they just fancy your show.
Yeah. I doubt that.
I doubt that, but I almost put my water out on that.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. And we look forward to what's coming up for you this year. Where can we find you?
So if you want to find anything about Ralph and I, obviously we are on the Outdoor Channel. Sundays at noon is our prime time, Eastern time. We have right now is all brand new Archer's Choice episodes and The Choice episodes will start airing in October. And social media wise, you can find us at Ralph and Vicki anywhere. So it's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's all at RalphAndVicki.
See, she could spell.
And it's also archerschoicemedia.com as well. So we have a website that links everything there anyways.
The
So
Content King.
and Content King.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the August issue.